Comienza a grabar.
Okay.
And we're on.
Okay, I'm ready. You speak slow? Yeah, okay, I'm ready.
Okay. Mara Romero Borella, thanks for being on Fitness and Consciousness.
Thank you.
So you are fighting in the UFC now, and so where are you from, and how did you get started in martial arts?
Oh yeah, I from is Italy, but I have my mom is the Honduras and then my dad is the Italian, but I living is more in Italy, and I start for MMA 6 years also, but I'm started quando tenia 3 anni. A little bit I start judo. And it's my life, but only it's the training in the judo, in the grappling and kickboxing, and 6 years also is the start MMA. But I'm start this only joke, but I don't think it's the competition or UFC.
Yeah, I was watching some of your fights. I'd seen you fight before, but I was watching again to get ready for your show, and the first thing I noticed, I think it was the first one I rewatched was your last fight in 216, UFC 216, I think it was. And the first thing,
Las Vegas.
Yeah, and the first thing I noticed was really heavy, like top pressure, like because I've been doing. I started jujitsu like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But I could see like right away that was something that I noticed. It was like right away it was like you were on top, and just that the hip pressure was. So when you were like started out like the judo, and like in your judo class were from like you were started out when you were a kid, right?
Yeah.
And then so did you do a lot of ground fighting in your judo class?
Yeah, I find in judo class is 10 years, but is training after the 10 years. I training only BJJ in Italy and in America top team in Florida with Parrumpa. But is the fight is only Jiu-Jitsu, because I call me 2 week after. Sorry, I called 2 weeks before the fight. But is the memory only training BJJ, only training kickboxing, but BJJ is I'm strong, and the fight is only technique.
And when you were training jiu-jitsu in Italy before you moved here?
Yes.
And like, who was your teacher?
My teacher in Italy is the Stefano Menegel. In America 13, Parrumpa, Marcos Parrumpa. He is the ex-fighter.
Yeah, your jiu-jitsu looks really good, and so does your striking. Were you like, what made you go from like just practicing and then decide, oh, I'm going to compete in MMA?
I sorry, you repeat. I understand, but
Not sure.
That's okay. Yeah, what made you decide to compete in MMA?
Ci ispirò a lottare.
I have the history for the MMA. Because I'm start after the period is not good is my life, and I start with is my friend, and only joking, because I want is the life is the I want is that my life is the start normal, is the training, is the my sport, is the restart, because before I have is the 1 hour is no good, and I start joking. and I have the 1-2 competition is easy. It's joking. Only okay, Mara, I go to competition. Okay, I go. It's only joking. But step by step, I'm competition is more competition is stronger because it's different. It is different opponent and different circuit, and step by step is the possible is the training in America top team. After the America top team, only I fight in only Italy. But I don't think UFC or I don't think it's the wow America, nothing. For me, it's the Star MMA only like normal for the joking, nothing.
Yeah, so it's pretty serious now, though. It's not like so when how many fights have you had in UFC?
UFC now is the 1-1. I have 18 win and 18 win for lost, 1 no contest.
When is your next fight?
I want fight in December, but I watch because it's the last fight. I injured my knee, and I have the operation April 4, and now is I want the fight in next fight. I want in December, but I'm watching my knee because is the doctor is okay. You possible is fighting is okay. But only thing is for the my knee. Now is no problem because I started the training. I start BJJ. I start boxing. It's not the problem. But I don't have is the confirmation that my doctor is not possible. I want to fight. I want.
Yeah, if there's something that I've learned from like martial arts and training and stuff, it's like let the injuries heal. Like let stuff. You're always going to be banged up, but if you have like a real injury, it's just better to let it heal, and otherwise it causes more problems later.
Yeah, but it's normal for the fight. Is normal. But is the doctor is the first time is the Mara you have the operation ACL. It's not possible. If yes, it's the operation, but it's okay. It's normal.
Did you like tear your ACL or what happened?
ACL. Yeah. ACL. But I happy because is my therapy is very fast because it's a 5 months training the floor, training boxing. It's not it's very fast. Very fast. Only because I think only 5.
Mm-hmm. So when you said that like to the fighting, you did that to start like making your life more normal. Is like what was going wrong that that helped to turn around for you?
Okay.
Entendi nada.
You repeat, love.
Okay. So you said when you started fighting, that made your life more normal.
Okay.
Quando você começou a lutar, sua vida ficou normal.
Sì, no. Okay.
Quando você começou a lutar, você estava passando por momentos difíceis, você começou a lutar, sua vida estabilizou.
Sì.
Ficou...
Yes, because it's the one day I'm speaking my history it's my life, but yes, after I start the fight my life is normal. I fight, I happy.
So what was going? Can you tell us what was going wrong before?
Os problemas de antes.
Yeah, but now is the no moment correct because it's the long. My life is the long. It's the long life. It's the I have. I start in Italy. Is the little bit is the 3 years. Is the judo because is the my brother with me because my dad is not present in my life, and is the sport is the normal, is the life normal for the children, and nothing. This is the 14 años, 40 years, and I'm start kickboxing, and I live in Olli with my brother, and 25 years I have is the problem with my with person, and 1 year is not possible. Is the 1 year is the is no come explicar 1 year not good. Is no moment to speak. This is the problem, but is the life. Is the now is not speak correct.
Yeah. So when do you like practice other martial arts that are not like maybe not really effective for fighting, like Tai Chi or something like that? Do you do any of like the more internal martial arts?
No, only is the training. Yeah, no, I train only judo, only Brazilian, only kickboxing, Muay Thai, boxing. Not nothing. But I speak before the fight. I speak with my mental coach. But yes, this is very important because after the I'm start the training the MMA. I'm start training the competition. I have a mental coach. Yes, this is important because I'm my emotion. I send my more emotion. It's very sensible. It's very. It's the moment in the camp. It's the moment in the fight. I cry or I happy or it's different because the emotion is different. It's important in the competition is the mental coach.
So what kind of techniques is your mental coach teaching you?
I speak is my emotion because I'm is very sensible. I sense is very emotion is the only speaker. Because in the fight, in the cage, in the tatami, is the no problem. Is the my emotion is the is different because in the camp is the my head is I think is not good. It is not for me. I think is different, and I with my mental coaches only speak.
Okay.
Only speak, and before the fight. I speak only fight. I don't know. Is example. Okay, Mara, you is the one round. Is the one round your movie, your technique in this. I work in this in the cage. Is calma is the strong. I think this, but only in the cage. Only move in the cage, because every day is I'm repeat. Only technique, not 10, 2, 3 technique. And if the mental coach is repeat only head, I think only technique.
Okay. Yeah. So when you said like when you're practicing, you said like you're practicing like 3 techniques like a day. Is that what you said?
Yeah, because it's different. Because it's different camp. It's different fight. It's different camp. Because in different fight is different opponent. And I'm work is the technique is the fight. I don't know. Is the last fight is the movie in the kick, and is the possible in the cage. I go to the floor, but I don't know if the Las Vegas is the only Brazilian, because it's the I punch and in the floor only Brazilian. It's different camp and different opponent, it's different technique. because okay, I'm strong in the floor, but is not possible. Opponent is different, training in different opponent, but is different opponent is training only technique for my fight.
Yeah. When you're you don't know who your next opponent is going to be, right?
I have two names, but it's not possible now speak because I before I want is the conference for my doctor, and the time is the conference for my doctor is the possible opponent. Because I'm speak with manager. With manager, okay, you have the confirm the doctor is the opponent. I have two names, but it's not possible because I don't have is the confirm.
Yeah. When did you start training at American Top Team?
I start training 1.5 years in America Top Team, and I'm start for the first time for my fight in Kansas City in Invicta FC. It's the first time I'm training the camp in America Top Team. After the fight, the Kansas City, America Top Team, I call me is the okay, you fight now is for America Top Team. Oh, okay, wow. Is I happy because it's the dreams. It's okay if I fight for America Top Team. It's okay. I'm come back in Italy for my family, but I watch Italy. For me, Italy for the MMA is not good. It's not possible training. It's not possible person. It's not possible sparring. Okay, I don't live in Italy and come back in America. And I start training every day, every time in America Top Team, and I living because I living in with my aunt. Is okay, Mara. Is now it's possible you're living in America? Okay, is my head is the only fight, only training, and I'm start training, and 2 weeks. After I call me UFC, and now is only living in America.
Yeah, it's how difficult was that? So when you were training in Italy, and now you're at this one of the best gyms in the world. So
but yeah, it's different because in Italy is no girl, is not training. Is in the North Italy is much gym, but is no person for the training. Is no girl for the sparring. Is the movie different gym in the training different. In different class because I'm training in Italy is the Milan kickboxing, in the Brescia MMA, in the Piacenza grappling is different. In America Top Team is the one gym is every class, and is the possible sparring with the girl because in Italy only with the boys. It's okay, but it's different because it's the sparring with the girl is real in the fight. It's very different.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. So it doesn't like Amanda Nunes, does she work out with you?
Yeah. It's my friend. Yes, it's good. It's strong. It's very strong.
Yeah. Did you ever have so when you go from training in Italy and the places that you said were not as good, and then you go up against somebody like Amanda Nunes, who's famous and very powerful. Was there a point when you're like, oh, maybe I'm not good enough?
No, I understand, but no, is Nunes is very good person because is the mix because is the Brazil, but is different in the gym because is the American fight is different person, is the Brazil Mexican is different person. Is Nunes is the help me in the training, is the possible help me, and it's a good girl, is the good person. Yeah, is training with her is the strong because is the Nunes is very strong, and nothing is the now is the her is the fighting in December. I want fighting in the same card because the fight in 29 in December 29. I want is the same card.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, when I train, like I've trained at different places, and I like it when because I teach a class, but I also go to other classes and learn. So it's like I like going to places where I'm not the best. I like going to, like I have a buddy of mine that I train with, and he outweighs me by like 80 pounds. His technique is better. He's taller. He has more reach. And so I like training with him because it's like I can't do much of anything, but, you know, it's good to train with people that are, you know, kind of like below you also. How many hours per week do you train?
It's much because I training in the camp is different training than normal. In training the normal is the every day and 3 hours every time. Is the long it's not camp, is the training normal. But I'm in the camp is different because in the morning I have the class and special class. Example is the Monday is the in the camp. I have 10 o'clock Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for MMA, 11:30 wrestling, and the afternoon I have 1 hour the boxing and 1 hour the class private only fight because it's different only fight. And is the week I'm training is the Monday, Saturday in the morning, and rest in the Saturday afternoon and the Sunday. But it's different. Is the camp is the more hours. In the not camp is possible is 1 day rest or one half day is the rest. It's different because now I training every day in the therapy for my knee and boxing and kickboxing because is the for me is now restart the kick in the step by step is different. But it's different camp and no camp. Is the camp every time is the living I living only in the gym. Is the no camp is possible is the 1 day is the in the beach.
Yeah. How much do you spend like on strength and conditioning, like lifting weights and that kind of stuff? How much do you do that?
Conditioning in the now, or but is now I'm training. Is the normal is training 3 times in the week, 3 days in the week. Is for me now is different because okay, moment, because training the conditioning every day for my knee. This is different, but it's the normal 3 days, the Thursday, Tuesday, and Saturday.
And are you doing like how much of it is like strength stuff? Just trying to get. Are you doing like heavy deadlift or like Olympic weightlifting, or like what does your strength?
It is my training, the conditioning. Yeah.
Yeah, like what kind of exercises?
But depend, because is now is the only circuit, because is the my body is the very fast, is the must, is the come si dice? Volevo poner más muscolo.
Get strong, need more muscles.
Yeah, and training is only circuit, and it's the same as the CrossFit, but it's not CrossFit, because it's the training is the specific for the MMA.
Do you ever use kettlebells?
Yes, kettlebell, and come si chiama se stacco la pierna?
Agachamento?
Sì. Squat. His training is the circuit for I don't know, sprawl, jump, is explosion for the fight. And in the camp is the specific exercise for the, I don't know, is the in the Las Vegas I training is the kata katame, is the technique for the BJJ. In the I training the conditioning is only specific for the close the arm, but it's different. In the camp is different exercise, but is the normal for me is circuit in the kettlebell, squat, jump and sprawl, and for the fight is the punch, is different, is the weight with the weight. Yeah.
So when you're punching with the weights, you're holding like a dumbbell or on a cable?
Como você treina, você segura aquele negócio assim, ou vai no saco de pancada?
Pancada.
Legal. She's punched the big box, have sand inside, you know. Just punch the big box, have sand inside.
Okay.
I don't know how cow.
Yeah, how much when you're how much of it of your workouts do you design yourself, or do you have your main coach say this is everything that you're going to do and you just do everything they say? Like how much of your own ideas are being used?
I have the mental. I have the head coach. I have the coach and the head coach. I speak with another coach because it's different. It's different coach. Is the different class is different coach. Because I have a head coach and is the head coach. I speak. Is the my training? Is the my work? Is the my situation? Is the my operate with another coach? And another coach with his conditioning, boxing, is the wrestling, is for the camp, because is the not camp is different because I possibly training wherever. It's different. Is the whatever class, is the whatever time. Is different. In the fight, I have a coach. The coach speak with another for the work, because for me it's the work.
Yeah. How much of your time is spent on drills versus live sparring or live rolling? How much?
Bueno. Sorry, it's very English, not Spanish. I train in the drill. I spend 3 days in the week, and sparring is the live is different because you have 3 days. 2 days the sparring is stronger, is the sparring is hard, and 1 day the light sparring because only technique. It's the punch, but is the punch is easy, no strong. And not harder. And I live the BJJ is the 2 days in the week, and is the another is the only drill. only drill. And I have is the one day is the live, the wrestling. Is the important is the live in every class, because it's the real. Is a drill is important, but in the afternoon. In the morning is usually is the live or a drill live. But it's very important because is the sparring is the fight, because it's not possible. It's oh no, sorry, no. Sparring is sparring. It's the fight.
Yeah, I think there's some differences in methods. Like I think like a lot of like the Russians, like the wrestlers, they spend most of their time on drilling, and then less actual, more like a match. And then like over here, it seems like there's more sparring and less of the drilling. So, like you like have like a different balance, like when you're in a camp versus just in between.
Yeah, is no drill every time in the camp, every time in the no camp. It's different because in the camp I drill only technique for the fight, because I don't know. I, the example in the Las Vegas or in the North Charlotte is training only katakatame and only single leg or body lock. Is the every day training only body lock, katakatame. I don't know is the what time is the katakatame, because every day in the morning katakatame. In the I think only technique katakatame, body lock, single leg. Every time in the sparring, every time in the live in the BJJ or live the wrestling, only technique. Is the katakatame, is the single leg and then body lock. It's different because in the fight as this is the no fight and the no camp is the prove more technique. I drill in the drill is the now I'm training is the I don't know arm lock and katakatame, but it's different katakatame. But in the live is the prove more technique, not only single leg, only body lock. But it's important.
Do you train with your boyfriend? Do you train with Angelo?
Only Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah, one time a week, maybe.
So do you go to for, I guess, to introduce your name? What's your name? Is Angelo? What's your last name?
Angelo Magnago. It's Italian name too.
And
my family is Italian, but I'm born in Brazil.
Okay, so you grew up doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu then?
Yeah, I practice 7 years, and sometimes I like to train with Mara. She's so strong and very good.
Yeah, I bet it's kind of surprising sometimes. Do you do you go to her fights? Have you been to her fights? And like, what's that like for you to watch her get punched in the face? And what's that like for you?
I like just to do jiu-jitsu for hobby, not for competition, because my shoulder is no 100% good, so I need to care, you know. And if I go competition, maybe sometimes probably I will injure me. Mm-hmm. So I have to work here. I don't have family here, so I need to work every day. And if I injure, I can't work. So I like training one time, you know, maybe sometimes 2 times a week. Just for I like jiu-jitsu. Everywhere where I go, I take my gi and looking for a gym, and for to practice, not for be better and than you or somebody else. Just for better than me every day. I looking for to do my better every training and grow up. You know.
How long have you known Mara?
I know.
How long?
4 meses, não conhecendo?
Sim. 4.
5 months.
Okay.
We know each other on the school and English.
Yeah,
school.
English school.
Oh.
And I have to stop a little time, and she goes Italy from vacation, and when she comes back, I invited her for a meet, and we go out and know each other, and here we go.
Yeah, that's cool having somebody that kind of like understands and can train and speak the same language. I would imagine it can be difficult.
Yeah,
you're somewhere
but
else.
it's different. It's the problem because I speak more Portuguese because in the gym is a lot of people is the Brazil, and it's different languages.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sometimes she speaks Spanish and mix with Portuguese, and I can understand. And I say, "Oh, speak English, maybe I understand."
Yeah.
But it's cool because I learn with her and she learned with me.
Yeah, I can understand both of you pretty well. There might be like a couple things where I'm kind of missing it, but for the most part, the English sounds good. And like when I was,
it's important English.
Yeah. And when you were talking about, I asked actually when we first started to text. I asked a friend of mine. He's from El Salvador. I asked him if he would come over and help translate. But he wasn't sure because he was like going to a sweat lodge. But then when we were texting, like it seemed like your English was really good. So I was like, oh, it's okay. I think it'll be just fine. So it seems like you do pretty well.
Need to practice every day.
Yeah. Very important for speak. I live in America. I speak English.
Yeah, I imagine it really helps. So when you see her like getting like ready for a fight, do you worry about her?
Is the next fight?
Yeah, like Angelo, do you like worry about?
I'm stay worried when she will fight.
Yeah, do you worry about her like getting hurt or something like that?
Yeah, I'm worried, but I know this what he likes to do, she likes to do, and I believe her.
Mm-hmm.
I believe her. She's so strong, and she train every day, and I believe in that job that she does. And yeah, of course, I'm worried about injury, but it happens. It's that work. I know in some days she will be strong again and 100% good.
Yeah. I think it would be tough, but it's so exciting, and she is really good. I was watching her fights, and really impressive, and so I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what you do next. I think I'm about out of questions. Is there something that we haven't talked about that you wanted to get into?
Tem uma pergunta que gostaria que fizesse. No, about me, not because interview of her.
Yeah, is there anything that is there more that she wants to say?
No, that's good.
Okay. Well, I think we can. I'm pretty much out of questions. I mean, I could talk to you for a long time, but I won't take up your Sunday. I really appreciate you coming on the show, and it's really cool. And I'm definitely a big fan now, especially watching like some of your older fights. And is there, do you have any like final thoughts before we stop?
Tá agradecendo e você falar com ele na próxima luta e tal.
Okay. See, okay. Another time I speak more English.
Yeah, yeah, it was okay. I think it was really good. So I will stop recording, and I'll talk to you for just a second after we stop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks again for coming on.